What's up, guys? M. Jones back in the house again for another in-theater review. And today I have my right-hand man here.
JimBob.
Actually, to my left, but he's my right-hand man. We got JimBob with us. So we went and just saw a little matinee of Suicide Squad. We have a lot of things to talk about today with it. This is a spoiler-free review. We're not going to do a spoiler one. I don't want to waste my time. You can tell with my attitude. We're going to get to all the nooks and crannies of this movie. I'm going to first say that I absolutely did not like this movie one bit. I have to be pulling teeth to find something that I actually liked about this movie. I dealt with some of the stuff in the movie, but did not really like. I will also say, before I ask him some questions, I will say that I was really pumped for this movie, mainly because of Margot Robbie playing Harley Quinn. And I was also pumped because the director of this movie, who is David Ayer, it's Spanish, he is a really good director, also an amazing writer. And I say amazing writer because he did all the writing for Training Day, which is one of my favorite movies, Denzel Washington, Oscar-winning performance. And I was really shocked that this movie did what it did to me, because I thought it was going to be amazing. And I say, David Ayer, I've said his name a few times. His last name is Spanish, and it stands for yesterday in English. And I wish I could go back to yesterday to get my money back.
Wow.
Because I would never pay to see this movie ever again.
Hey, why don't you tell us how you really feel about this?
I will. Time's yours.
Just overall introduction of it. Suicide Squad. I was really excited. I am more of a Marvel person myself. I enjoy the Marvel movies a lot.
I'm more of a DC.
You're more of DC. Well, the new DC universe has kind of taken a crap so far. I think a lot of people like Man of Steel. I did not. Batman vs Superman sticker. So Suicide Squad has a lot riding on it, and by the trailers, especially last year at Comic-Con, when
I was cheesing. I was just like, oh, this is great.
I mean, everyone was really excited for it.
Yeah.
And I was one of them, and you were too. We actually waited a few days till I was back in town so we could actually go see it together.
I thought Margot Robbie was going to be the perfect Harley Quinn, which she was. I will. Yeah. That's my only positive. That's it. Go ahead.
I mean, from just my overall take, some of the parts of the movie, some of the actors were good. I liked the concept of Suicide Squad. The movie and the plot itself were absolute garbage. Absolute garbage.
Yes.
Do we want to get into what we liked, what we didn't like?
Let me know when you can pull the pin, so I can explode.
Do we want to talk about what we liked and what we didn't like?
Yeah. Then I want you to pull my pin.
Pull the pin and just let it go?
Yeah. But we'll do the things we liked.
Positives of this movie.
Harley Quinn,
Margot Robbie.
Perfect cast.
Like you said, we were talking about after the movie.
Believable.
Every time she talked, we were drawn to her.
Yes.
We wanted to see what she had to say.
She stole the scenes like Heath Ledger's Joker did in 2008 Dark Knight. Yes. I like that. The other thing I liked the makeup. I liked the costume. I thought the guy who played El Diablo, Jay Hernandez from the movie Crazy Beautiful. I thought his tattoos and his makeup was awesome. I thought that was Killer Croc or King Croc.
It was Killer Croc.
Killer Croc. That was a very cool look.
I forget the actor's name because it's like
it's a Dalloway Umaboblaway, something like that.
He was in The Mummy Returns. I remember him from that.
He was also in Oz.
Yes.
HBO Oz.
Yes.
Classic. But the characters looked really cool. The makeup was really good. The CGI wasn't too bad either. I didn't hate CGI. So I thought that was a positive, along with the Harley Quinn character. But that, for me, is going to be it.
I'd say another positive for me would just be some of the acting from some people, like Rick Flag, Joel Kinnaman.
Joel Kinnaman from Terminator. From what was he from? Oh, Joel Kinnaman is in. Wasn't he in the movie with Ryan Reynolds, the Inside House or whatever it's called? What was it called?
I think you're Safe House.
Safe House. He was very good in that. He was very good.
I mean, there was some good acting, and I liked Viola Davis. I know that'll probably be a negative of yours. I thought she did a fantastic job, and honestly. That's about it. That's about all I can come up with. So my negative list is much longer.
I'm going to have you pull my pin now, because the negative... Here we go. Grenades all over the place. Not just nightclubs in Jersey. All right, so here's what it is. The movie. I said this to JimBob on the way home. If this movie was a human being, this human being likes to do cocaine at endless supplies and endless amounts. I felt like this movie was like, oh wait, people are coming to watch me. I got to do like 5 lines of coke before they come into the theater. That's what I took this movie was. It was too fast, too aggressive, too quick. No character development, no time for character development. I had actually no connection with any of the characters.
It was rushed. It was very rushed.
Very rushed.
Very rushed.
It was very rushed. I thought the acting was just as rushed as the production was.
And that's how this whole DC universe has been. They've been rushing to try and keep up with Marvel,
but
and they're
why,
doing bullshit movies.
But
they're
my
awful.
opinion is this: why would you compete against another successful product where you're both making a lot of money? It's potato. Why compete when you're both successful? It's not Nike and Adidas. They both make money.
Yeah.
If one, this isn't HD movies and Blu-ray movies. Blu-ray obviously won.
Yes.
But this isn't a competition. We have DC people and we have Marvel people. DC people go watch DC movies. Marvel people go watch Marvel people.
But guess what? I'm a Marvel guy,
yeah.
but I'm checking out the DC movies because I want to see what they have to offer,
So
and I've been disappointed every time.
But you're still going back to try to not be disappointed.
Yes,
so
that's
DC's
true.
winning. DC's winning there, and so is Marvel. Why keep up with something that's both successful in the long term?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's comic books way back long years, so many years ago. I mean, why are you trying to compete with something and make your product even shittier? DC Comics was great. DC Universe, I hate it. It's embarrassment.
It's bad.
And the acting is rushed. And you're taking huge name actors and actresses and you're making their careers look very, very juvenile and very, very... And that's my next point. You're making them look ridiculous. So the Joker, not good. He had 8 minutes of screen time.
I think we just saw something that said at least 10 minutes of it was cut out, but still...
Why?
But why... I think... Every scene that the Joker was in, I saw in a trailer somewhere.
Right. And I told JimBob, I said the Heath Ledger Joker, I mean, I'm spoiled. I love the Heath Ledger Joker. He won a posthumous Oscar for his role, Best Supporting Actor. Heath Ledger, that is, the late, great Heath Ledger. One of my favorite actors of all time.
I like Heath Ledger?
Loved.
Okay. Yeah.
Loved.
I couldn't tell.
Phenomenal. Wow. You're being facetious there, aren't you?
Okay.
Was that a rhetorical question?
Apologies.
I love your rhetoric. Anyway, so my issue is... The Joker, the character of the Joker, played by Jared Leto. I'm not going to lie and say I've met Jared Leto, but I've been in the same room as him because I went to a concert, a 30 Second to Mars concert, and I fortunately was able to be backstage. He was a pompous asshole, was not nice, very self-absorbed, very like, oh my God, I won an Oscar for playing a transgender prostitute. It's like, I'm proud of you, but like, it doesn't mean you're better than anyone.
Yeah.
And it gave me this very self-absorbed, self-righteous attitude. So I call a spade a spade. That's just what I noticed. So I just always kind of had that in my mind. This guy's a jerk off. He doesn't really care. Yeah. And his acting was lazy. I didn't think he was funny in this at all.
There were times where I could have closed my eyes and I thought I was watching The Dark Knight again because it sounded like Heath Ledger.
Right.
I mean, like, it's hard to make the Joker your own after Heath Ledger did that. I mean, yeah, he had like some mannerisms that were different and he was able to have like a different laugh, but I mean, like, other than that, it was just like the same guy again.
And another thing that I hate, apparently this acting from Jared Leto was method acting, which means he stayed in character the whole time. It's just
Stupid.
like, dude, you're a rent-a-cop. You don't have a gun on your holster.
He was in the movie for 8
stop
minutes.
It. Yeah,
8 minutes.
And he just took this so serious, and I thought it was a huge disaster. I also think the negatives were the endless amounts of cliches. I saw the dark, dim setting. It's raining.
The slow motion
suspense.
screaming.
The slow motions. All the no, do it. It's been done. Yeah. It's like boomerang. I hated it. Like, it was so bad. And there was so many cliches.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of those left field one-liner quips that we've heard over and over and over. And that leads us to our next point. Will Smith. He played Deadshot. He was basically 1996 Independence Day Will Smith. He resistance to force. Did not like the police.
I did not hate him.
I hated him.
You hated him. I thought I would hate him more than I did, but I mean, mainly because Will Smith has turned into kind of like an asshole over the years.
Huge egotistical asshole.
He could have killed one of the little minion things, whatever they killed in the movie. Not a spoiler. It's not going to hurt hurt you whether or not.
Yeah.
And he could just been like, "Welcome to Earth."
Yeah.
It was like the same person, like you said.
Yeah. He's, dude, your girlfriend's a hooker or a stripper in Penn State. Yeah, it was just awful. Like I thought he was terrible. I thought he didn't belong. I thought that he thinks he's an A-list celebrity actor, the top-notch actor. Sorry, Denzel Washington holds.
I mean,
he holds that.
They tried to center the movie as much as they could around his character Deadshot,
and it didn't work
because he's the biggest actor they have. And then and then it was Margot Robbie, and then Joel Kinnaman as Rick Flag.
Well, Jared Leto too.
He wasn't even in the movie.
Yeah.
He was in 8 minutes of it. We filmed this longer than he was in the movie.
That's very true. True.
So
about 2.5 minutes longer.
My last thing I want to say is, yes, it had some good music. The
soundtrack's great, but the sound. If you bought the soundtrack, I don't mean to interject. If you bought the soundtrack on iTunes or Amazon, it's not the soundtrack you really hear in the movie, because in the movie they play like the Animals, House of the Rising Sun. They play Eminem.
Yeah.
They play, but in the soundtrack it's all like 21 Pilots and like Wiz Khalifa's and Lil Wayne's and also Imagine Dragons. More modernized groups are on the actual soundtrack you can buy. But in the movie, they must have spent a fortune getting the rights to play these classic songs like Queen. They played a Queen song, a Freddie Mercury ballad. And, it must have spent out the ass to try to get these songs.
The first 5 minutes of the movie, it was 3 different songs back to back. Like you said on the car ride back, there was times where they're trying to talk over the music. And
you don't get... My problem is this. You don't have music playing or sound effects going when you're trying to develop your connection as an audience member to the actors on the screen. You don't do that because it takes away from it. If this is a sporting event like a track meet or a boxing match or it's a football game, you can play music because we all understand that kind of emotion. Everyone does, even if you don't even play sports. But when it comes to acting, when you're having a dialogue between two people in a coffee shop, turn off the effing music. Mm-hmm. Turn off the stupid sound effects. It doesn't help. It makes it awkward. And that right there interjects your connection with you as the audience member to the people on screen. It's the truth.
Yeah.
And that's why I was just like, am I being too critical? Am I being too hard? I'm like, no, I went into it level-headed. I didn't have too much high expectations.
When we pay our money to go see a movie, you expect to see something that isn't put together half-assed.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, hit me.
Now, I know there's apparently a different version of the movie that Warner Brothers...
And it will probably be released on the Blu-ray.
The director wanted it. Just like the whole Batman vs. Superman, apparently the longer cut that's on the Blu-ray is a million times better than what they showed us in theaters.
David Ayer should be spinning in his absolute chair right now, knowing that he basically has a horrible product that probably I'm sure he does not like. If he likes this movie, I'd like to ask him why, because it was not a good movie.
No.
And that's the thing. I'm sure we're forgetting stuff. And we've spent the last probably 9 minutes talking negatively over a 13-minute video. And it's just because we love this kind of stuff. And this movie is supposed to be hopefully the only blockbuster of the summer. And there hasn't been anything really good all summer.
It's been a garbage summer.
Yeah, The Shallows was really good, like JimBob said.
I thought that kept me on the edge of my seat because it was fun.
That was
I went into it going, this isn't going to be Jaws,
hell,
but it's going to be fun.
The Secret Life of Pets was fun. And that's
a good boy, movie. Leonard.
But anyway, so it's just not a good movie. If I'm going to give it out of 5 stars, I'm going to give it a 1, only because Margot Robbie was awesome as Harley Quinn and smoking hot.
I'm going to go a little higher than you. I'm going to go 1.5 out of 5.
Wow.
Mainly because I liked a few more things than Mr. Jones here did.
I guess 0.5.
0.5 more.
Essence.
I'd say, because I enjoyed Viola Davis a little bit more than you.
And I thought she was terrible, because she's such a typecast character.
And I knew going into this movie that it was going to be DC introducing us to the magic in the DC universe. And this guy's not a big sci-fi magic guy, so I knew he'd be turned off from that.
He said it.
So
Turn me on.
I was okay with it. So, but 1.5 out of 5. It was a stinker, and I won't buy this. I probably won't watch it ever again.
I'm gonna put this in the same box that I put Mad Max Fury Road, and hopefully never see it ever again, because that lock is gonna be untight.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, don't waste your money and go see it. Wait till it's on HBO or Stars or whatever.
Or just don't watch it and just trust us. We would never lie to you. JimBob wouldn't lie to you, and I would lie to you. All right, take it easy. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.